Today we are going to be ranking WUBRG cards, both actual WUBRG cards and WUBRG in spirit. We're going to be starting off with the Horde of Notions. This is a 5/5 elemental. Vigilance, Trample, and Haste. It's funny, I know a lot of elementals in this game. Solitude, Subtlety, Fury. Never heard of this guy. Now we have, for WUBRG, you may play target elemental card from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. Oh, so if that's actually sounds super deadly. Not very thrilled about hearing that. Bringing the Solitude back, bringing Endurance back. You're actually going to need an Endurance to endure through the Horde of Notions. I guess the problem, however, is it's super win more. Well, it's not that bad, actually. You know, in the grand scheme of things, most of the elementals are pretty powerful. They have a lot of good ETB, so bringing them back from the graveyard actually is going to be worth it. Super clunky though. I mean, 5 mana to get out, 5 mana to activate. All right, where are we going to put this fellow? Looks like it's a mix of everything. Make it at least B tier. We might even reevaluate. All right, Horde of Notions. Be noted that you're not that bad. You're not that bad. Okay, next up, let's take a look at Sliver Queen. Remember, we are going to include identity, color identity today. Sliver Queen, one of the more iconic cards in Magic the Gathering history. People love their slivers. People love their queens. That's what Sliver Queen gonna show up. It's a 5 mana 7/7 sliver. Be very careful with the super chats today because we have I don't even know how many cards are available in WUBRG Identity. So Sliver Queen, 5 mana for a 7/7, pay 2, put a 1/1 colorless sliver creature token onto the battlefield. The only thing this is good for, honestly, are infinite combos in terms of if you can sacrifice a sliver to add mana, then you can have infinite ETBs or infinite mana or infinite creatures. Outside of that, sort of sucks. Sliver Queen is just a lot of mana for I don't want to call it strictly vanilla, but it basically does nothing until you can start activating her. I mean, back in the day, it was just a way of making other random slivers that you buff up with your other random slivers. But who would even think about doing that today? Anyhow, Sliver Queen, not so impressive, I think, by today's standards, but because there is that combo potential, still marginally relevant. B tier. Very, very clunky combo. I mean, what are you doing when you're playing a 5-color deck just to make an infinite combo? What are you doing? Oh, we have no music? How about now? Do we have music now? Can you hear me now? Okay, let's get some super chats. Riddlex with the Child of Alara. Oh, the creepy baby card. The nuke. I'm gonna have to lower my standards for what is a good WUBRG card. You like my background? My background is WUBRG today. Child of Alara, 6/6 Trampler. When it dies, destroy all non-land permanents. They can't be regenerated. So with a sack outlet, you basically you can hold the whole board hostage. It's don't do it. Don't do it. Don't play that card. If you play that card, I'm sacrificing my Child of Alara, and you're gonna lose everything that you have on the battlefield. Okay, it's a strong effect. It is a strong effect. I guess I can make it A tier. It has the power to blow everything up. A little bit clunky though. A little bit very clunky, I should say. I mean, because we've done this before. We've actually had a very similar tier list a year ago. So I'm very curious to know how differently or arbitrarily I'm ranking these cards between today and a year ago. A lot can change over 1 year, okay? Maybe that Final Fantasy set, that Lord of the Rings has already existed for quite a while. A lot of sets can change things. All right, moving on. Let's take a look at Pejman's Morophon. I think this is supreme jank. Morophon, if you build a deck around Morophon, probably the deck doesn't work very well. 7 mana 6/6 Shapeshifter with Changeling. As Morophon the Boundless enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Spells of the chosen type you cast cost WUBRG less to cast. The effect reduces only the amount of colored mana you pay. Other creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/+1. So, I mean, okay, there's some good things about this. I mean, I guess Is this like the best Sliver commander? No lie. Like, if you're playing this in a deck with like just a bunch of other random changelings, that sounds absurd. Like, the thing isn't even going to work. But if you're playing this in a deck that only has one creature type, whether it be slivers, even if it was like humans, it's probably not bad. There's like a lot of humans that are like white, blue, X, white, double X, and so on. Okay, we have the Sliver Master. Steve Cooper says, nah, the other WUBRG slivers are actually better. Because, like, a lot of slivers are, like, white-blue. I mean, they're all colors. There's not a lot of colorless in their mana cost, for the most part. And a lot of WUBRG cards. I think Morophon, otherwise, is just played mostly for jank. You know what? I might be underrating this card. I might be grossly underrating this card, but I'm going to put it in the C tier. Probably going to upset a lot of Morophon players. Look, if you want to play jank, that's fine. I just, like, there is a good thing. I like that it's 7 colorless. It's pretty easy to cast. It's a pretty reasonably large creature by itself. Anyway, I'm gonna how dare you? We love jank. Oh, jank? That's why they made Commander, to make old jank legal and playable and doable. That's the whole format. They could just call Commander jank instead. You want to play some jank? I'd love to play jank. I haven't played jank in years. Or in this case, a lot of people haven't played jank since last week. Okay, next up, let's, jank is fun a lot of the time, most of the time. The game is completely different. We're not even thinking about winning. Kano with Ula Lek. Fused Atrocity. Next up, we, okay, so this is, what the hell is this? This is actually more WUBRG. This is like the most color-intensive card of all time. You can pay colorless, you can pay colored mana. The 2/5 Eldrazi, the Fused Atrocity, Devoid. When you cast an Eldrazi spell, you can pay double colorless. If you do copy all spells copy all spells you control, then copy all other activated and triggered abilities you control. You may choose new targets for the copies. So it's like a regular WUBRG. Actually, it's not even a WUBRG card. You can just play this for colorless. So what is this thing? An excuse to play WUBRG as an Eldrazi deck? I think that's all this is. Yeah, you can play an Eldrazi deck under colorless. And oh, by the way, you have the color identity of playing everything else. Danger. Maybe. Cast an Eldrazi spell. If you do copy all spells you control. That sounds great. And it doesn't even sound that expensive. Then copy all activated and triggered abilities you control. This sounds amazing. Why isn't it more expensive? It has to be crap. It has to be garbage, or it's overprinted. I don't know. That sounds awesome to me. I'm putting this in the A tier. I could be wrong. Maybe it's S tier. But I'm going to lean on wrong. Okay, Elixir. Thank you very much for your super chat. Gonna nominate Nira. Nira Hellkite Duelist. Oh, it's a duelist, is it? Well, where is its dual where's the dual disc? This is like the opposite of the Blue Eyes White Dragon. This is the Red Eyes WUBRG Dragon. I'm not wrong here. It's a 6/6 dragon flash. Flash? You can play this at instant speed, flying, trample, and haste. When Nira, Hellkite Duelist, enters the battlefield, the next time you would lose the game this turn. Instead, draw 3 cards, and your life total becomes 5. So basically, does this... Okay, but this only counts for if I lose the game, but not if somebody would win the game, correct? Like, what if somebody tries to win the game with Thassa's Oracle and I play this? It does nothing, correct? Even though I technically lose. It doesn't certainly feel like I not won. But I don't think it's going to negate... I don't think it's going to negate someone comboing off for the win. But it should. There's a lot of people mentioning stuff here, but not commenting on the Nira Hellkite Duelist. Okay, well, I think it's nice. Flash, Flying, Trample, and Haste. So it's just a reasonably gigantic body for 5 mana with the upside that if you're about to die, well, then you don't die. I actually think that could be A tier. I like it. You can even put in a dragon deck if you want to. Corbin commented on the Duelist. Where's your comment? Yellow eyes, red dragon didn't roll the tongue like the blue eyes white. The blue eyes white dragon. Seto Kaiba. Okay, next up. Let's take a look at John. Remember, we are good with color identity today. Flagi Wayfarer. Does this... Okay, is all... Wait, Flagi Wayfarers is all colors. It's a weird card. Okay, this ability doesn't affect its color identity. Well, it doesn't affect. It can be in any deck whose commander's color identity includes green. Can be in any deck. So on, that's the opposite. Multicolored spells you cast have Convoke. Your creatures... Okay, let's just say it's fine. When your multicolored spells you cast have Convoke, but we need to have green. This ability doesn't affect its color identity. But it needs to be in a WUBRG deck. This sounds just weird to me. D tier. D tier for breaking my brain. Next super chat. Gotta go with the last stand from Kagan. There we go. I don't even know why I'm looking so hard for these cards. Just look for the WUBRG card. Okay, sorcery. Target opponent loses 2 life for each swamp you control. Last stand deals damage to target creature equal to the number of mountains you control. Create a 1/1 green sapling creature token for each forest you control. You gain 2 life for each plains you control. Draw a card for each island you control, then discard that many cards. This card's insane. You know, if you combine triomes, dual lands, the Leyline of the Guild Pact, this card actually can get an outrageous amount of value. You just jam your deck with basically dual lands and tri-lands, and I don't see how you walk away with like a bazillion value. It's like an ultimatum on steroids. S tier. I like the look of that card. If you build around it properly, which you're a WUBRG deck, so probably you have. If I recall, Flagi is the only card whose color identity is less than its colors. Let's look at the Flagi. This is not like the Flagi archaeologist, right? The Flagi. There's too many Oh, you're talking about the Flagi Wayfarer. Okay, moving on. Tony, the Pokemon guy. Call of the Spirit Dragons. Let's call those dragons. Let's call them over for a walk. Or a little fly. Yeah, this card, it like breaks my brain. It's like, it's all colors, but the ability doesn't affect its color identity, which means it has to still be in a deck with green. Oh, I get it. Hold on, I understand. Like, you could be in a multicolored deck with green, and that's where it goes. Do we have the right name? Call of the Spirit Dragon? Call of the something. I don't think this card exists. Call of the Hunt, Dweller, Herd. Call of the Wild, Call of the Ring. I don't see it. I don't even see WUBRG cards. Do I even see a WUBRG card? I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, moving on. Okay, Call the Spirit Dragons. That's why I asked you guys, be more. You got spell the cards properly. I don't always know what the cards are called. Also, I misspell the cards enough by myself. Okay, this is a WUBRG enchantment. Dragons you control have indestructible. At the beginning of your upkeep, for each color, put a +1/+1 counter on a dragon you control of that color. If you put +1/+1 counters on 5 dragons this way, oh, you win the game. It's good. Okay, at first, if you put +1/+1 counters on 5 dragons, that sounds so impossible. So you're gonna waste 1 turn to make your dragons indestructible. I guess this is like a sort of a fine ability. I think it's clunky, though. I'm gonna put it B tier. I could be pretty wrong here. This could be worth a lot more. There's a lot of cards out there that pump out dragons, you know, each turn of the time. No of. Yeah, I understand. I hears ya. Oh, little deadfly, you self-sniped yourself. Or I guess you didn't snipe yourself. Do you have another card, little deadfly? Otherwise, we'll donate this one. I'll keep an eye out for you in chat. Let's give one to Argentina. Chromat. The absolute rubbish. It's funny. You gave it its own title. Okay, so it's a 5/5 legend for 2 mana. Destroy target creature blocking or blocked by Chromat. That's not bad. 2 mana. Chromat gains flying until end of turn. So it's very clunky morphling. 2 mana, regenerate Chromat. 2 mana, Chromat gets +1/+1 until end of turn. 2 mana, put Chromat on top of its owner's library. I think you're underrating Chromat here. It's morphling effectively. Destroy target. I guess you can't literally kill whatever you want to kill though, but it can gain flying. It's got regeneration. Oh, it only gets +1/+1 until end of turn, but it can also tuck itself away. Look at that. Put Chromat on top of its owner's library. If Child of Alara goes self-destruct in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I think Chromat can dodge all that. Okay, okay, I don't know how much I like Chromat. it's very clunky. I think it's a little better than it looks. I think it's a smidge better than it looks. Okay, little deadfly. Okay, you have a super chat. You're gonna get it. Genju. Okay, wait. Oh, okay. I don't have to ask which one. If there's a WUBRG one, that's the one we're looking at. Legendary enchant land. Pay 2. Enchanted land becomes a legendary 8/12 spirit creature with trample until end of turn. It's still land. This has got to be actually one of the worst cards. It's so vulnerable. Becomes a enchanted land. So if your opponent blows the land up, it dead. So Armageddon. I guess you don't have to worry about getting bounced, but the biggest threats would be things like Richmond Port, Wasteland, Strip Mine, the destroy non-basic land. Pay 2, tap it, destroy target non-basic land, and then they can look for a basic land from there. Anyway, this has got to be like one of the worst WUBRG cards. Like, it's the most vulnerable, and I think the upside just really isn't there. Like, let's say this thing lives. What do you get out of it? First off, you're probably tapped out on the turn that you play this. You have just an 8/12 spirit with trample. Until end of turn? Enchanted land becomes a legendary 8/12 spirit creature with trample until end of turn? It's just once? When enchanted land is put into a graveyard, you may return Genju. So, like, it's just sitting like a bump on the log. So I actually want my land to die. That is so weird. I want to blow up my own land. Or sacrifice it or something, so I get the Genju of the Realm back to my hand to replay it. This is terrible. We've done Sliver Queen, Magnus. Beanpot with Maelstrom Angel. It's a 5/5 angel, flying. Whenever Maelstrom Angel deals combat damage to a player, you may cast a spell from your hand without paying its mana cost. What is this? Like Elvish Piper again? I think it's just Elvish Piper with no other abilities. So no ETB. Reasonably strong effect. Don't get me wrong. It's a reasonably strong effect. I'm going to put in the B tier. But it's got Elvish Piper written all over it. Because that's all it is. It's like, okay, you play this thing, pass the turn, wait for your turn. Instead of tapping, put a creature in play. You attack, deal damage to somebody, then put the creature, or put the, I guess you may cast a spell. We can put anything into play as far as we're concerned here. Okay, Jackal. No card yet. Hey, Nikachu, how have you been? And have we done the we've done Ululek. Where is our sweet Ululek? Our Ululek right here. I'm probably grossly overrating it, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Coalition victory. Did it end up being jank? Did this end up being jank? This was banned for like the longest time. WUBRG 3 generic sorcery. You win the game if you control a land of each basic land type and a creature of each color. I don't think it looks that bad. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't think it's the best card in the world. I don't think it's that bad. It's pretty easy to pull off. It's not technically a one-card combo. You can never say that because you need to have at least one WUBRG creature in play. So it is, at minimum, a two-card combo. You still also need all the basic land types, which I'll admit is, like, easy as... It's as free as it can get in the year of 2025. Like, if you don't have all basic land types by turn 3, you've built your deck horribly wrong. Horribly, horribly wrong. All right, for victory, the Coalition victory. Where does it belong here? It's more like, and there's WUBRG cards coming out all the time. I imagine this is a card that's only going to get better with time. Let's put it at the A tier. You also, it's almost free to play. If you've got like a few WUBRG creatures in play, just play your Coalition Victor and GG. Just GG. Next up, we've got Steve Cooper with Joda, the Unifier, and a dono for chat. I can't wait to see what the old WUBRG tier list looked like in comparison. See how completely different I've labeled it for no arbitrary reason. 5/5 human wizard. Legendary creatures you control get +X, where X is the number of legendary creatures you control. That sounds just insane. And by saying, like, it doesn't sound possible. Whenever you cast a legendary spell from your hand, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a legendary non-land card with lesser mana value. You may put that card without paying its mana cost. Sorry, you may cast the card without paying its mana cost, put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. That is actually amazing. I think that's a banger card. The even in Commander, I think Cascade is quite strong. Your free cards are free. You can't get it. You can't go wrong with free. I'll put this also in the A tier. You're going to get something no matter what. Now, there is no ETB to this card, which is unfortunate. So if it dies, you get no value. But the upside to it living, I think, is very, very high. Effectively, as you just keep playing cards, you get more cards for free. Next up. Okay, so we have a donation from Steve Cooper. Everyone wants that donation so badly. Maelstrom Nexus. Just a reminder, everyone, we are counting color identity today, so it doesn't actually have to be a actual WUBRG card in, like, the mana cost. Okay, Maelstrom Nexus is an enchantment. The first spell you cast each turn has Cascade. That is very similar to Joda, except this card isn't a threat by itself. Oh, but it's so similar. No, this card isn't a threat by itself, and it's only the first spell you cast each turn. At least when it came to Joda, you could cast like any spell you wanted first, and then follow it up with a legendary creature if you really needed to. So it was way more flexible. Maelstrom Nexus, though, I still think it's pretty strong. But I'll put in the B tier. I don't even know what an S tier level card is. I guess this thing. Okay, next up, let's take a look at Bulky with Prism Array. There we go. Okay, we have a 5-mana enchantment with Converge. Enters with a crystal counter on it for each color of mana spent to cast it. Remove a crystal counter from Prison Array. Tap target creature. And it's got Whoop for WUBRG Scry 3. This is terrible. I think this is terrible. Tap target creature. It doesn't even freeze it. It's like a bad Parallax Tide or something. It's like a really bad Parallax Tide. D tier. We tap creatures very temporarily. It's not going to have any counters before we know it. I mean, I guess you get to keep it when all the counters are gone. That's like the upside to this type of card. Oh, did we do Garth? Garth, One-Eyed. Our good old Garth. Oh, the Lotus Maker. 5 mana for a 5/5 tap. Choose a card name that hasn't been chosen from Disenchant, Brain Geyser, Terror, Shivan Dragon, Regrowth, and Black Lotus. Create a copy of the card with the chosen name. You may cast the copy. I think this card is a bit janky. Like, I think it's actually incredibly janky. Most of these options aren't even that good. Disenchant. And then once we use them all up, they're not great. Okay, so we have Disenchant. We can blow up a I believe Terror was like destroy target non-black creature. Brain Geyser is like sort of okay. Shivan Dragon is useless. Regrowth might be... Regrowth and Black Lotus are probably the best options on this thing. Otherwise, it's just a 5-mana creature. Okay, I'm going to put this in the C tier. This is a super... Like, there's a lot of dirtling options here. Brain Geyser, super dirtling. Regrowth might not be nearly as dirtling. I think putting a Shivan Dragon out in play is probably also quite dirtling. All right, next up, we'll take a look at Bell, Leyline of the Guild Pact. This was... It's hard to say this was a sleeper card. A lot of people thought this card was insane when it came out. I certainly didn't see it. If Leyline of the Guild Pact is in your opening hand, you may begin the game with it on the battlefield. Each non-land permanent you control is all colors. Lands you control are every basic land type in addition to their other types. So there is a lot of things I missed with this card. I thought it was a bit janky to be making a 5-color deck out of this, but not only did it super turn on cards like Sign of Draco, in some cases Leyline Binding. We have like more cards than ever before that get a reduced cost if you have more basic land types in play, which should be pretty free, but they're like super free with Leyline of the Guild Pact. In addition to that, this is just good for green devotion decks because of the green. It's like quadruple green. So if you need good green devotion, Leyline of the Guild Pact is there for you again. S tier actually sees really good competitive play. Very, very strong. Unusually good card. Unusually good card. Oh yeah, look at that. Coalition Victory Enabler. So it's that, there you go. You just have step 1, Leyline of the Guild Pact. Step 2, Coalition Victory. I love it. Benjamin Berkey so desperately wants this. 1996 World Champion. Isn't this like supremely illegal? Discard your hand to search your library for the 1996 World Champion and reveal it to all players. Shuffle your library and put the 1996 World Champion on top of it. Use this ability only at the beginning of your upkeep and only if 1996 World Champion is in your library. Cannot be the target of spells or effects. Whoa! Using some Yu-Gi-Oh lingo here. World Champion has power and toughness equal to the life total of target opponent. Okay, this card probably is broken. Is it legal anywhere? It's not even legal in Commander. That's how broken it is. Too strong. Okay, it has to be S tier. I mean, for 0 mana, you can put it on top of your library. You know what this is? This is a companion. I mean, it's literally a companion. It's basically what companion is today. At an arbitrary, and especially with the same rules as when companion first came out. It was like 0 mana, take your companion from your sideboard and put it into your hand. It's basically the same thing. Actually, it's technically worse than a companion because it takes up your draw step. Okay, we're going to rank more of these Magic the Gathering cards, but we got to thank our sponsor today, FusionGamingOnline.com, my favorite place to buy my Magic the Gathering cards. Deal of the week is save 20% off all dice. Check out the new deal every single week. But the hot thing right now is Final Fantasy. It's never a Final Fantasy. It's never your last card to buy. That's why you got to purchase them at FusionGamingOnline.com. Pre-order your Final Fantasy cards using coupon code Nikachu at checkout. It supports the channel and it'll save you 5% off all your purchases. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards online for the digital client Magic Online. Why would you want to do it? If you like to play a lot of decks to stay ahead of the metagame, you can play all decks in all formats whenever you want because you're renting the cards. You don't need to own them. Stop thinking about dedicating yourself to one deck when you have the entire card pool at the palm of your fingers. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below or save 40% cash back on your 3rd month subscription using coupon code Nikachu_ZAX. And back to WUBRG cards. Okay, oh, you don't have a card yet, Christopher B. The World Tree. Yeah, companion, you pay the companion cost. Not originally. The original rule, there was no cost. You just got it and put it into play originally. Then it got a rad to add to hand. Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay, by companion cost. Okay, you meant like the casting cost of the card. Yeah, that is absolutely correct. 1,000,000%. Okay, the World Tree doesn't get any more WUBRG than this card. Enters the battlefield tapped out of green. As long as you control 6 or more lands you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color. And then for double WUBRG, sack the World Tree, search your library for any number of God cards, and put them onto the battlefield. Then shuffle your library. Always make sure to shuffle afterwards. I think the card is good. I think the downside of this card coming into play tapped is just way too low. And you have this late game. The only problem is you have to play with God cards or changelings. No, but what would you go get as a changeling? I'll put it in the A tier. You don't even need that many God cards in your deck to like get the payoff that you need out of this thing. Alan. Ezio. The Auditor de Friends. Oh yeah. Oh, the Assassin. 2 mana, 3/2, Menace. Assassin spells you cast have free running of double black. Now, whenever Ezio deals combat damage to a player, you can pay WUBRG. If that player has 10 or less life, when you do, that player loses the game. I like the sound of that. It seems like what's the downside here? Assassin spells you cast have free running of double black. You may cast a spell for its free running cost if you dealt combat damage to a player this turn with an assassin or commander. That sounds great. A tier. It's like the most playable of all the cards without the downside of having to use WUBRG. But you can. Okay, Benovsky wants Cody. 3 mana, 1/4 construct. You can't cast permanent spells. That's terrible. Pay for a tap. Add WUBRG. When you cast your next spell this turn, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile an instant or sorcery card with lesser mana value. Until end of turn, you may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Put each other card exiled this way onto the on the bottom of your library in a random order. This sounds awful. I have a feeling this is a card people will build around one day when there is some way to win with this. You can't cast perm spells. That's just so backbreaking. It's unbelievably backbreaking. Does Prismatic Vista count since it can fetch all colors? Correction, it can only fetch colorless cards. Think about it. Think about it, Gabrielle. Think about it. Yeah, anyway, I don't know how this card wins. Maybe one day, but today's not that day. D tier. Balrog, the door to nothingness. Yeah, we got Cody. Cody got recognition. Okay, door to nothingness. 5 mana artifact enters the battlefield tapped. Now, and then for double WUBRG, sack it. Target player loses the game. I think it's a very powerful effect. I think it's very hard. I shouldn't say it's like super hard to pull off. But certainly not pleasant, and it doesn't do anything in the meantime. C tier. It just makes you wonder, if you had 15 mana, could you win some other way? Maybe over the course of a few cards, maybe not with just one, but I think it would be possible. The damn draw says, but no, we didn't do Prismatic Bridge. I don't think we did. So for 3 mana, 1/4 God, Vigilance, tap, add 1 mana of any color. Other legendary creatures you control have Vigilance, and tap, add 1 mana of any color. All right, so we all got Vigilance, we all tap for mana. And then the Prismatic Bridge, at the beginning of your upkeep, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature or planeswalker card. Put that card onto the battlefield, and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So it's basically a superior Howling Mine. I think it's good. I think it's good. And also, so the backside is great. The front side is very playable. So we have something to do with our mana, even if we're not going to play the backside yet. Oh, but it's one or the other. Yeah, you can. This is not a flip. This is not a flip card. Still, okay. I like it. S tier. You got options. All right, you got options with the Sika God of the Tree. And an extra free card. What is it? Onto the battlefield. It's better than Cascade, basically. Hexenort with the I think Etched Monstrosity. Etched Monstrosity. It's a 10-10, enters the battlefield with 5 -1/-1 counters on it, though. Oh, no. Then for WUBRG, remove 5 -1/-1 counters. Target player draws 3 cards. Oh, that player can be you! So for 5 mana, it turns into a 10-10 draw. So it's 10 mana, 10-10, draw 3 cards. I think it's a little bit more work than I would like, but it's not the worst thing I've seen in the world. So C tier. Who has no card yet? Dinglebag wants Maelstrom Nexus. Five mana for an enchantment. The first spell you cast each turn. Oh, we did this one. Sorry about that. The Last Phoenix, Progenitus. Double WUBRG for a 10-10 with protection from everything, and it'd be put into the graveyard anywhere. Reveal it and shuffle it back into your deck instead. I think the only good thing about Progenitus today is mill protection. I don't think that's a reliable... I don't know if that's what you want to play Progenitus for. Otherwise, I just think it's an outrageously clunky, slow card. I think there's better things to do with that mana cost. But is it actively bad? I guess not. C tier. Felicia with Begin the Invasion. Sounds like a phrase from Star Wars. It's like, okay, we have WUBRG and X sorcery. Search your library for up to X battle cards with different names, put onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Ew! Ew! Battle cards. Now here's a good question. Are the battle cards good? I know there's a lot of battle cards. They're sort of bad because they're just sort of expensive for what they do. Maybe they're better than I think they are, but you still have to usually attack them and do something. So we like put out a bunch of battle cards for what? There's like 4 that are usable. That's not very high. Little Deadfly says, not really. How much would you need to pay to get all the battle cards? A lot of... There's actually a lot. They printed those battle cards like they printed Beanie Babies and Pet Rocks and Pogs. And they're all basically worthless. Okay, begin the invasion just because there's like... You're not going to begin any invasion. We'll put you in the D tier. Poor card. Trap Cosmos. The Naked Singularity. Well, where's the Clothed Singularity? 5 mana artifact, cumulative upkeep of 3. If tap for mana, plains produce red, islands produce green, swamps produce white, mountains produce blue, and forests produce black instead of any other types. So, like, how do you win with this card? Is it you have to skip your upkeep to permanently screw with people? Otherwise, this is just awful. Or you have to skip your turn or upkeep. And you probably lose in the process as well. And for that, D tier. Oops. Let's not turn it around. Let's not get it twisted. All of one word with Kenrith. This Kenrith. 5 mana for a 5/5. For a red, all creatures gain trample. For green, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature. For a white, target player gains 5 life. For a blue, or sorry, blue and 3 generic. Target player draws a card, and for 5 mana, put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under its owner's control. This card is broken. This card just does too much. This is a Swiss Army knife. All right, Kenrith, you've been trained very well. S tier. You do everything. You don't win. You just screw with monocolor players. Oh, you're talking about this card. like, here's the you know, I hear what you're saying, but not really. The problem is there's just too many cards that don't have like land type to it. You know, like the double face cards, the modal face cards, the lands that are half spell. Like, you know, there's just too many lands now that tap for the colors that you need, that are in your color identity, that aren't actually like a mountain, a forest, an island, swamp, and so on. So this can backfire on you in millions of different ways. Yeah, a lot of non-basics without land types. I barely play with basic lands anymore. Unless I'm playing Pauper. Totally Doc, the Esperterra. Oh, but it's not actually Esper? Yeah, not so Esper looking. 3 mana for a 4/2. Enters, mill 5 cards, put up to 1 enchantment card milled this way into your hand. Transfer 6 mana, tap, exile Terra, then return to the battlefield transformed into... Oh, we do have some WUBRG here. Esperterra for 6/6. It's a 6/6 flying legendary saga wizard. Chapter 1, 2, and 3 create a token that's a copy of target non-legendary enchantment you control. It gains haste. If it's a saga... Oh, yeah, we could copy the sagas, put up to 3 lore counters on it, and sack it at the beginning of the next end step. And then Chapter 4, add double WUBRG, exile Esperterra, then return. Oh, it comes back. How do we transform this thing? Just for 6 mana and tapping it? Mill 5 cards, put 1 enchantment card, mill this way into your hand. So it like gets a lot. It gets a lot of value. I would say actually maybe a little too much value. The art is actually perfect. S tier. Perfectly shaped for this tier list. Okay, Kalanos, Princess Buttercup. Is this like a My Little Pony thing? It's a big pony. Buttercup, Provincial Princess, a 3 mana 2/2. Gets +1/+1 for each color among other other legendary permanents you control. WUBRG, search your library for a legendary permanent card with mana value less than Buttercup's power. Put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle. So we're not going to get like a whole lot of... So the creature is small, is just going to obliterate it off the face of the earth. Oh, this is Sisay, Weatherlight Captain. The card's okay. From the movie Princess Bride. The card's okay. It's... Tutoring into play should not be underestimated, but it's a very small creature otherwise. Very easy to kill, and you're not going to be getting like the best cards possible. I can't believe we can copy this one as Sisay. So long as she is small, you can't do that. You're not going to maximize. You're not going to legend max on her. She buffs herself the +1/+1. She does. Actually, technically, she does for each turn after that. I guess if you have infinite mana, you probably just win on the spot through some combination. That isn't an MLP thing, but Rainbow Dash. Oh, this one. Yeah, 3 mana 2/2 flying haste. Whenever a creature you control with flying and or haste attacks, you get 20% cooler. Who wouldn't want to be 20% cooler? Will it mention it on my Facebook fan page? Okay, Sonic Rain Boom. Tap if you're at least 100% cooler. Add WUBRG. Draw a card and reset your coolness. Well, anyway, this card is very far from realistic, so we're just going to put this in the D tier. It's less realistic than the world champion. Lose in 10 seconds flat. If you start at 0% coolest, definitely the MTG player experience. You said it, I didn't. Okay, we got a giant Pop-Tart. Yet Avatar does not make any mention of Pop-Tart. Tom Bombadil. Any Pop-Tart fans out there? I used to eat a lot of Pop-Tarts when I was a kid. These days, none. None. I actually just barely have any sugar for breakfast anymore. WUBRG for a 4/4 God Bard. Something to get with our... what is it? The Great Tree? There we go. We can get Tom Bombadil. As long as there are 4 or more lore counters among sagas you control. Tom Bombadil has hexproof and indestructible. Now, whenever the final chapter ability of a saga you control resolves, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a saga card. Put that card onto the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. This ability triggers only once each turn. This card looks really fun. This card looks bad, though. As long as there are 4 or more lore counters among sagas you control, so you need to be in a super saga heavy deck, and you need a lot of lore counters in play. When the final chapter of a saga blows, well, Tom Bombadil might blow as well. I don't know how to evaluate this card. It looks like a lot of fun, but it's super vulnerable. I'm going to put in the B tier. No card yet. Can we do Toad's card? I didn't even know Toad's was here. Toad's is here. Oh, that's not... Okay, can we get a colorless rain card? Trans Guild Courier. 4 mana, 3/3. It's all colors. It's funny. It's actually so much better than some of the cards in D tier. It's probably the best of all the D tier cards. No lies. I feel like all the other D tier cards are just too clunky. This at least is a 4 mana 3/3. That's funny. Can it go into any deck? Appears in a multicolored frame, but it's still an artifact. This card is white, blue, black, red, and green all zones. It is multicolored. I assume I can put this in any deck. I can just play it just to flex. Just a flex. Meme Brule, Omnath. Locus of All. This is our first Omnath today. So a 4/4 Phyrexian Elemental. If you would lose... Also, I think this is the only Omnath. I forgot that there's not many 5-color Omnaths. If you would lose unspent mana, that mana becomes black instead. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, look at the top card of your library. You may reveal that card if it has 3 or more colored mana symbols and its mana cost. If you do, add 3 mana in any combination of its colors and put it into your hand. If you don't reveal it, put it into your hand. Huh? If you do, add 3 mana in any combination and put it into your hand. If you don't reveal it, put it in your... So it's going in our hand no matter what. Why do they have to tell me twice? Look at the top card. You may reveal that card if it has 3 or more colored mana symbols. So, oh, I see. Does this... Hold on. Does this just means I get 2 cards a turn no matter what? At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase... Yeah, we look at the top card of our deck and we get it. If you reveal, you add the mana. Yeah, that's just... I see. I guess we have to reveal it before we put it into our hand, don't we? Okay, this is strong. Especially since you can just play it for 4 mana. S tier. Super strong! Look at that. 4 arms. Maybe 5, if you count the tentacle things in the background. It's the beginning of your pre-combat main phase. I might be overrating this card. I'm gonna put it down to A tier. I think that's a little bit better. Okay, now I hope I'm not underrating this card. Next up, Last the End with Haunted Screen. We have a 3-mana artifact. Tap, add white or black. Tap, pay 1 life. Add Teamer. And then for 7 mana, put 7 +1/+1 counters on Haunted Screen. It becomes a 0/0 spirit creature in addition to its other types. Activate once. This is such a weird card. It has to be terrible though. It's just another bad 3-mana rock. Put 7 +1/+1 counters on it. It becomes a 0/0 spirit in addition to its other types. So it's a weird mana rock that adds all colors of mana, and you can turn it into a 7/7 in the late game. Okay, that's not the worst thing in the world. I'm gonna put that in the C tier. You don't have a card yet? Bringer of the Black Dawn. I have the Bringer cards. 9 mana for a 5/5, but you can pay WUBRG instead. Trample. At the beginning of your upkeep, you can pay 2 life. If you do, search your library for a card, shuffle your library, and put that card on top. I think that is a fantastic ability. It's basically Vampiric Tutor every single turn. It's bringing. We're gonna put that in. This is a very A tier worthy card. Who doesn't want Vampiric Tutor every damn turn? Who doesn't? You tell me. I will admit, you do have to wait until next turn. Like, there's no ETB for this card. But I mean, you could end up if it doesn't die, you could end up comboing off by finding the best cards. Yeah, Platonic Liquid was the fan of the bringers. She brought all the bringers. Okay, Trent Sims with Fist of Suns. It's an artifact for 3 mana. You can pay WUBRG rather than pay the mana cost for spells that you cast. Fascinating. Huh. So instead of spending 10 mana, it's only 5 mana instead. And we have to pay 3 mana to get this out in play in the first place. Okay, I'm just gonna say this is like a below average card. Yeah, that's all I'm just gonna say. It seems like a lot of mana to pull off. You're gonna be basically burning at least 1 turn. Like, I think the only usefulness out of this is that you might have 7 mana cards, 8 mana cards that you might want to play 2 of them on 1 turn. So if you get 10, if you have double WUBRG in play, then you can play 2 of them in 1 turn. I don't know if it's that big of a deal though. 8 mana is still less than 10. Oh, it is. It's a lot less than 10. But what about your like turn 2 or turn 3 play? I actually find that, you know, what you do very early on in the game has a very big impact late in the game, and playing this ahead of time, it's a bit weird. My opinion. Can you play Snap with this? I mean, like bounce the card back to your hand. The creature. My playgroup has Fist of Suns banned because of me and my Joda deck. Oh my! Is that broken? I don't think so. If they heard of, have they heard of artifact removal? Like it's a pretty vulnerable card for the most part. Okay, Corbinek, Corona False God. Isn't this the card you pass it around? Corona. Oh, I think it's K-A. Oh, it is. You even spelled it that way. I'm the fool here. Okay, 6 mana, 5/5, haste. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player untaps Corona, False God, and gains control of it. When Corona attacks, creatures of the chosen type of your choice get +3/+3 until end of turn. What is this doing except like just screwing around with the game? Is it supposed to speed the game up because everyone gets to share Corona, the False God? Beginning of each player's upkeep, that player untaps Corona and gets it. Whenever Corona attacks, all creatures of the type of your choice. Imagine playing that in a group with a lot of merfolk, goblins, elves, and so on. C tier. It's great in Commander. Why? Is there some way you can prevent the opponent from taking it? False God is the town bike. It's the town bike. Everyone gets a ride. Insert some Austin Powers quote here. Islarf, Ramos. The Dragon Engine. A lot of Ramos cards. Ramos, 6 mana. Finally, a reasonable looking creature. 6 mana for a 4/4 flyer. Whenever you cast a spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Ramos for each of that spell's colors. Remove 5 +1/+1 counters from Ramos. Add double WUBRG. Activate only once each turn. So whenever you cast a spell, get a counter for each of the spell's colors. We don't even need a lot of counters. But this is a lot of work to do its thing. So we pay 6 mana for a 4/4. It does nothing. We gotta cast more cards to get counters. Then we need enough, after we've played enough spells, we can remove enough counters to get the mana to do some other stuff. Seems like this is like a card that's like more fun than good. B tier. Who has no card yet? Voltlin. Iridescent Tiger. Players goad Corona in Commander. It's great when everyone has to attack each other. So you're going for the interesting board state situations. Iridescent Tiger, a 5-mana 3/4. When this creature enters, if you cast it, add WUBRG. That's actually not bad. So if you it's a free card. It's effectively it's like the Burning Tree Emissary of WUBRG. I like it. I actually like this card a lot. The Burning Tree Emissary. Like, why wouldn't you play this thing? It's like a free creature. And it fixes, it sort of fixes your mana. Okay, I'm putting the B tier. I'm scared. I want to make it A tier, though. Like, you know, in competitive Magic, there's this type of theme of playing a creature and then backing up with another creature is generally, like, it's pretty good. So long as the game is not, like, overbearingly the format's not too overpowering. Just having a random extra creature in play does a lot for you. Tiger might be a good combo piece. Could be. Like, the extra body, yeah, you can sacrifice it to other cards to get mana or get effects. In some rare cases, you fix your mana, but you usually don't need to fix it. You're just getting a random free creature in play. Okay, who has no card? The Truest, Rixian, with Maelstrom Nexus. I think we did that one. Yeah, this is the third time this has been asked for. Sorry about that. We've done this one. Who else has no card yet? I don't think Polrog got a card. Legacy Weapon. Welcome, Polrog. We have a 7-mana legendary artifact for WUBRG, exile target permanent. If Legacy Weapon would be put into a graveyard from anywhere, reveal it and shove it into its owner's library instead. Not bad. I like the value. And I like the indestructibility of it all. B tier. We've done Morophon, Cattle Driver. We've gotten it. It's where's our Morophon? I put it here, C tier. How do the Morophon crowd like me putting Morophon so far down the tier list? Have you done Legacy Weapon? Yeah, we in fact we just did it. There it is. That's how recently we just did it. We did Door to Nothingness. Okay, let's get Ruka Rumel, Biologist. Damn, we tried to make a commander deck out of this once. 3/3 Human Wizard enters the battlefield. Choose a creature type. Slivers you control and non-token creatures you control are the chosen type in addition to their other creature types. The same is true for creature spells you control and creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield. This is just like a really, really weird changeling deck. Or changeling card. It's like, well, instead of it being a changeling, it's a sliver. And the sliver is a changeling. It's more of a, I guess it's more of a sliver card. When it enters the battlefield, I'm going to choose sliver. It might make more sense. A lot more sense. Anyway, I think the card is just bad. D tier. PDX. I don't think you got a card. Widespread Thieving. 3-mana enchantment, Hideaway 5. Whenever you cast a multicolor spell, create a treasure token. Then you may pay WUBRG. If you do, you may play the exiled card without paying its mana cost. So when you cast a multicolor spell, create a treasure, then you can pay WUBRG. If you do, oh, you pay the exiled card from Hideaway 5. It's terrible. That's such a delayed card. Why is this rare? Create a treasure token, then you may pay. So the deal is, for all my multicolored spells, we're constantly making treasures because I can only get this Hideaway card once. Not a fan. Not a fan. That is very that is like a supremely clunky effect. D tier. And it says 1 hour, so we got to keep going for 1 hour, people. Otherwise, that's clickbait. Your friendly neighborhood DM. Dungeon Master, Child of Alara. Oh, we did Child of Alara. Sorry about that. Mr. Otaku, Primeval Spawn. This is very expensive. 8 mana for a 10/10 avatar. If Primeval Spawn would enter the battlefield and it wasn't cast, or no mana was spent to cast it, exile it instead. Vigilance, Trample, and Lifelink. When Primeval Spawn leaves the battlefield, exile the top 10 cards of your library. You may cast any number of spells with total mana value 10 or less from among them without paying their mana cost. This could be broken. But we do need to get it in play the fair way. Like, we have to cast this card. It's cast or bust. Enter the battlefield if it wasn't cast. So we could cheat it in play by casting it for free somehow. Vigilance, Trample, and Lifelink. Then if it dies, well, if you somehow get this in play, it's quite nice. That's the hard part. Getting in play is the tough part. I guess we're just gonna put this D tier. It looks very janky. I like the idea. It's also possible to whiff off the whole damn thing. Well, that's it. How do you like our tier list? I'm gonna look at like what I rated things a year ago. Oh man, I'm gonna feel it's gonna be so cringe if the cards are like just on completely random spaces. But you know what? It's a whole new year since last year. So as usual in my coffee crew, we do these shows 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square. Thanks to everyone who supports the show. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or use Super Chat to be part of the show, or even Super Chat so other people are part of the show. And of course, thank you so much, my coffee crew. People like Trip Fontaine, your friendly neighborhood DM, Toads, Christopher B, Little Deadfly, Benjamin Berkey, Leslie, and I think I got you, Trip Fontaine, Paul Rog, Bell, Daniels. We got Daniel. Who else we got? Jesus, Jack Solaris. You guys have too much lag here. The Last Phoenix, PDX, Hexanort, Islar, Bryce. Who else is here? Truest. Of course, Christopher B, Benjamin Berkey. You are the crew that makes the show so special every single day. So as usual, my coffee crew, keep bringing those coffees. And we're going to keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.